Hey YouTube, coming to y'all with a Molly camera lens. Y'all have seen me before, y'all know that this happens sometimes, so you just gotta roll with it. So part one, I was talking about, I called it Predators. I think I call it Predators part one. So this is Predators part two. And I was speaking on, those people that prey on or have, done whatever they've done. We're not going to say the word. It's an M word to, younger people that are not adults. It's not cool to do that to people that are, they can't defend themselves. It's not cool. It's not cool to do that to anybody, okay, y'all? And I think the average person knows that. I think even the predators know that, but they just go ahead and do it anyway because that's what they feel. I don't know, but just be prevalent. Oh, that's what I meant to say. When my son, when he was younger, we spoke on their schools and stuff. They would speak on certain programs. They would tell the little kids, hey, the areas that are off, that are not to be touched by anybody else, would be, the bikini area, which, you'd be the chest area for, especially for girls. And then I say the chest area, even though that sounds weird because most little kids they're not developed, but I just say that's weird, man. What are you doing touching on a little kid's chest? That's crazy. But anyway, so just, know the bikini area. When you see a girl have a woman has, just think about it. Anybody going swimming, usually it's a female, they have a bikini on, so they have their top on and they have their bottom on. So those areas, whatever that area is covered, nobody should be touching it. And I used to tell my son, remember that bikini? And every now and then I bring it up. And then me and my mom will ask him, hey, check in. Hey, how's it going? Do you like your teachers? Do you like this and that? Do you like da-da-da? I don't care how nice the person is. I don't care if I even like the person. Do they treat you good? When I'm not around, what's going on? What does it mean they treat me good? Try to give examples, give some context to this stuff so your child will kind of know, like, oh, was this what you mean by this and that? Well, this is kind of weird to me, so that they can kind of know what to look for because they're not adults. They don't have an adult mind, okay? They just been here for a few years. And I talked to some of my friends about things like, what do you go ahead and call the private areas out, like their actual name? One of my friends say, yes, it's best to say what the word is, versus using the little cute names, like, you would call a baby something, a little cute name, your bum and all these different things. Like, no, just say your butt or your buttocks, that's what it is. So if something were to happen and the child had to talk to I think it would be social workers, then they would understand. They would be able to describe exactly or tell them the exact words that they need to say, so that person, they wouldn't be confused like by what the baby is saying, which is, you would think that we're adults, we can kind of figure out if some foul play going on, okay? We know this. I don't understand why you don't know what a bum and then the child pointing at it, you know what it is. But anyways, with the system the way it is, it could be, you do have to give people, fair trial and due process and all this stuff like that. So I get it, because some situations, probably a few situations where the child is lying on this person and stuff like that. But like I said, you have to watch the person, how they are with as many people in every situation. are they hanging around to hang out with the kids all the time? They don't have special needs or anything, but they're just hanging out with the kids all the time. They don't want to be adults. And I know, some people say, hey, I'd rather deal with the kids than deal with the adults, because adults they just get on your doggone nerves. And I get that part, but it's like you're literally choosing to be around kids all the time, and which is okay. I'm trying to say this because some people are like that and they're not creepy. Just watch how the kids react to the person. And that did I like this? It looked bad, the screen. But yeah, just watch how the child reacts to the person. Does the child, the small child or whatever, do they get quiet when this person comes around? Every single time this person comes around, do they get quiet? It's like the energy in the room change. They just change all of a sudden. This person walking in the room, it's like, do they just walk out every time? Like, oh, okay, yeah, all right, and they just leave. Does the small child cuddle up under you every time this person come around? Not in a way that they're shy, because sometimes when kids are shy, they're smiling. They're like, you're like, come on now, like the mom or the dad, like, you're not shy, and they're smiling and they're hiding from you. That's different. They're smiling and they're hiding from you. They're looking at you like, the person up like, like, oh my God, keep me away from them. And then they like getting away from them and stuff like that. And then you might want to kind of check that out. And I mean, if the person is huge, they look different. But a lot of times, I don't know, just watch little things. I'm not saying that's always it, but just take a note of this. Ask the child how they feel. Hey, do you like them? If they, whatever, like if they're because some kids can, they have speech delays and everything. You have to watch how they act, okay? If they're acting this way around everybody else, like they're comfortable with most people, and then this person comes around and they're acting weird. Another weird thing that some people do. All right, this is a predator, right? The predator may give the child a lot of compliments. When I say a lot of compliments, I'm like, you're so handsome, you're so cute all the time. There's no reason for an adult to continuously tell a child that they're so handsome and cute. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, there's no reason for an adult. And I've been in a situation where somebody tried me when I was younger, but I was able to escape that situation. But they always told me, hey, when I was a little girl, I think I was in the second or third grade, because I remember one of the houses that I didn't really grow up in a house, but we were there for like 2 or 3 years. I think it was my parents' starter home, their first house, like brick house, because other than that it was like apartments and stuff. But yeah, they were like, person kept saying, hey, you're such a pretty girl, just kept telling me how pretty I was to them. And I'm like, I thought it was weird as a child. I was like, okay. It's like, no, I thought, and then if you are used to be calling, if you're used to people calling you pretty, handsome, and different things like that when you're a little girl, a little boy, or even from a baby, then you're used to, how little kids, they'll be like, if you ask them, hey, you're so pretty, and then they might be like, you know that, don't you? And then they'll be like, yep, I know it, or something like that. I mean, because they're so used to hearing it. It's not ego, they're just used to hearing it. They get tired of hearing it. So when she told me that, I've heard it, a lot of times before, so as a child. So when she told me that, I didn't think anything of it at first, and then after a while, I was like, it felt a little weird to me. I didn't know what creepy was. I was in the second or third grade. Y'all, me out. But little stuff like that. And I'm trying to think of anything else I can say. And if y'all would just comment and share your stories if you want to, or just try to give advice to people. If you're a caseworker or a psychologist, psychiatrist, therapist, you don't even have to be in those professions, but if you have a heart posture for the young ones out here, the ones who are, very vulnerable, and they can't take care of themselves, okay? Whether it be an elderly person, this can happen to them too. Elderly people, or either, children, teens and stuff like that. They can be taken. Teens are like, okay, I still look at them as they're still kids, okay? Because they're not mentally and emotionally all the way equipped. They could be a genius, but they're not an adult. They haven't had the experiences that we've had in life. They could be smarter than you, but they still don't know they don't know enough to be able to decipher certain things, make sense of certain things that aren't on an intellectual basis, I guess, or something like that. But yeah, y'all let me know if that makes sense. I try to think of some things, some other things that I wanted to speak on. But if you find out that this has happened to a child or that you take care of or whatever, please go get this child some help, the help that they need, counseling, therapy. Make sure you vet the therapist and the counselor. Make sure they're ethical. And when they get done with their session, ask them, how do you feel about the counselor? Did you feel comfortable with them? They say, yeah, they feel like, okay, they're all right. Okay, cool. Like, you didn't feel weird or anything like that? No. Okay, cool. So what's some things y'all talking about before they go see this psychiatrist, or whoever it is? Let them know, hey, I'm your parent or guardian or whatever. You're the person that actually you literally love them. Now, don't do this to manipulate them. I'm not speaking to manipulators. And say, hey, in every situation, I need to know what's going on. Okay, if you feel uncomfortable in any situation, if you feel like, this is different, maybe I should ask my mom or dad or whoever, is a caregiver, because they're an adult and they may know what's going on with the situation, because I don't. Let them know, like, hey, so they'll know before they go into the the therapist's office or the counselor's office, or psychologist's office, that they know that they need to let you know if there's something weird that they talked about, or they just need to let you know, kind of like, did y'all talk about this or that, or blah, 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 you know what I'm saying? Because, yeah, in the world that we live in, there are some unethical people. You got some good therapists and counselors out there, but you want to make sure you vet them too. And yeah, just keep checking in all the time with the kids and stuff, and see how they're doing. But yeah, that was on my mind last night. So I just wanted to bring that to y'all. I am off my lunch break, so I'm going in, y'all. All right. Like, comment, and subscribe, Princess Diana.